Qrow and Robyn conspire to kill Ironwood. The separate teams start their jobs, and Oscar gets kidnapped by a talking Grimm. That and more on today's episode of BrobusCast RWBY Edition.
When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Trust Lord. Open up your eyes. Trust Lord. The truth is there, but sometimes it's disguised. The ways are set, but we're together, holding toward the light. When we trust in love and open our eyes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host Brobuscus. With me today is Aidan.
No.
Okay, and mate. I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think anyone was. Just like how we weren't expecting what happened in this episode.
See, I did it on
Hey.
purpose.
Yeah, there you go. I imagine. Anyways, we are here today to talk about Volume 8, Chapter 2, Refuge.
Oh boy, is this a doozy.
Yeah. Gonna point this out before we get into the actual episode. Well, for one, I've been staring at this shot at the beginning for like 10 minutes now, and I'm really upset about that. On the
He
other
was
hand,
crying off camera.
yep. And
It was really uncomfortable.
and, another thing that I actually wanted to point out. So last chapter was called Divide. If one of these chapters isn't called Conquer, I'm gonna be upset.
I feel like one has to be.
Imagine it's like the finale chapter is called
Right.
Conquer.
And that's when Salem destroys all of Atlas and
Yeah.
literally conquers everything. While the heroes are like, okay, let's go to Vacuo, let's see if we can do things right this time.
Slowly backs away.
Like, okay, we weren't here. Okay, so, episode begins, and it's Qrow. He's staring at Clover's pin. He's upset, as he is.
Well, we have Robyn being, oh, this is all your fault.
Okay, raise your hand if you thought that, Robyn was talking to Qrow. That's a rhetorical question. Everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I would have lost so much respect for Robyn.
I was just about to say, I would have lost
Yeah, me
all
too.
Yeah.
respect for Robyn if she was talking to Qrow.
because it was like mostly her fault. 'Cause she started the fight in the airship.
she kind of did, yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, this marks the first time I'm actually happy to see Jacques.
Yeah, because she's mouthing off the Jacques.
As you should.
Anyways.
Can we just get like an entire volume of those four just in prison together? I'd watch it.
What was I going to say? Another thing I would have, like, why I would have lost respect for Robyn is because when we saw them last time, Robyn was super supportive of Qrow, and now here she is, like, potentially mouthing him off. Like, what? Where's that? Where's the consistency there?
Well, the consistency is after Jacques accuses Qrow of being a murderer, Robyn
yeah,
says
first-
he didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, okay, first off, Jacques, you better shut your freaking mouth. I don't want to hear it. Anytime
I was a victim, duped.
No, your daughter is a victim. We know that since Volume 1.
Yeah, your entire family except for you is a victim, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how when Jacques accuses Qrow of being a murderer, Qrow looks up slightly. Looks up to Robyn. So that's a neat little touch. Also, I just find that absolutely hilarious. This of just how much of a hypocrite Jacques is. Because like Jacques like, oh, at least I didn't team up with a murderer. And I'm like, dude, you teamed up with Watts.
Yeah, Jacques, there's a little saying. It's that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
And he's just like chucking boulders.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although speaking of Watts, he's here too for some reason. This is such a weird like group of people. Like,
Yeah, like I never thought I'd have like Qrow and Watts interact.
yeah,
Well, here it is.
yeah, and I mean when you kind of think about it, you have two people who like think about the whole conflict between Oz and Salem. You have one guy who's siding with Oz, another who's siding with Salem, and then you got two other people here that are kind of neutral, but one's on one side, the other's on another. So, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a balance here. Sure, we'll go with that.
I know this is a weird thing for me to comment on, but I kind of like how Watts is just lying back on the prison bed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
He just doesn't care.
Well, he knows things are gonna work out for him because Salem's here.
I know. It's just like I can't help but laugh a little.
Also, this is something interesting. He still has the mark on his face from when Ironwood hit him during the fight.
Yeah,
Like you would have thought Aura would have kicked in by now.
you say that, but then explain Winter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I also saw someone say that maybe Watts' aura is like slower than most people because he didn't really train it or like try to get
maybe.
his semblance at all.
Yeah, no, he just thought that was a waste of time.
Yeah. Don't know why
Um,
superpowers are a waste of time, but you know, to each their own.
Yeah, right.
When you're that good a hacker, then I can understand why.
Plus, I mean, it's not like he doesn't train, at least in like a self-defense method. I mean, look at his fight with Ironwood. Like he can
Yeah.
fight. He just prefer not to.
Yeah.
It's beneath him.
Yeah. Also, can you imagine how like aside from like oh wow, my best friend just died. That sucks. Okay, imagine how awkward this is for Qrow. Like that's like he has absolutely nothing to do with Jock and Watts. And they're sitting right next to him. Like, I know you guys, sort of. Although I guess Watts is in the same boat because he has absolutely nothing to do with Qrow and Robyn.
I also think the layout of this prison is a bit weird too.
Yeah, it's just 4 hardlight rooms. I guess I'm looking at the I'm looking at the room. All these pillars, I guess they could just be more hardlight cells. That just aren't.
Yeah, but like wouldn't you like space them out a bit more though?
Well, the cell rooms are huge. I don't know.
Also, going to the bathroom must be really uncomfortable.
Right?
It doesn't look like there's even a bathroom there.
Yeah, so what do you do?
I guess you hold it until like a designated time where the guards come and get you. Maybe that's what was happening with Watts. Maybe the guards are like, okay, time to go pee-pee, and he's like, but I don't wanna. And they're like, tough, punch in the face.
Okay.
Very violent trip to the bathroom.
Before we get to that, I want to comment
Make
on
the poops.
I want to comment on Jacques again. Because he's all like, well,
I was about to do that too.
Because he's like, well, you know, you guys can sit here, but Whitley's gonna come for me. He knows my legal team. They can break me out. And then Robin's like, dude, shut your mouth. I just, I love Jacques right now. Like, this is why I'm happy Jacques around. Like he just puts on this big tough guy act. And then when just something goes wrong for him, he just like reels back like a coward. It's hilarious.
Yeah, like right after Robin punches the hard light dust, like look at his face. That dude is terrified.
It's like, dude, you know she's not breaking through that.
Yeah, this guy is all bark, no bite.
Yeah. Bold of him to assume that during a Grimm apocalypse, Whitley's first order of business is going to be, oh, I better get the lawyers to get my dad out of jail.
Yeah, plus even if they do, let's assume that works out for Jacques. What then? He's lost all power he has.
Yeah, because they're not going to let him continue to run the company when he committed voter fraud, assisted in the death of hundreds of people,
Yeah.
and colluded with terrorists. So, not look good for him.
I won't lie, I hope I've said this when we were talking about the trailer. I do hope this is the most we get out of Jacques as far as his involvement in this volume.
I feel like there does have to be a bit more than this.
Well, I think he's going to show up again, but I hope he's not in a super major role like he was in Volume 7. I hope if he shows up again, we get more of this, because this is gold. I'm loving this. Anyways, okay, so here's something interesting. I didn't think about this until last night. When the Alice guards show up, Qrow clutches the pin.
Yeah, I was about to note that too.
So do the guards not know that he has that?
I guess not, because, well, if they found out, oh, he's got something that belonged to the dead Aesop, they probably take it from him.
Yeah. I guess it's also cool. It's something we'll talk more about in a minute, but it is. I do appreciate how Qrow isn't just full focused on Clover. He's there for a reason. He knows that reason. So, so he's not like, oh, my friend died, my life sucks. He's not spiraling down just yet. So that's good.
And I just gotta say, can we just take a moment to appreciate this moment where Watts gets decked in the face?
I know Watts is like, yo guys, what's up? You guys been working out? And they're like, yep, here's a demonstration.
Those are some big guns you got there, bopped in the face with one of them.
Also, they just straight up knock him out. He's out cold. I didn't realize that. Also, one of the guards looks back at Qrow. What's your deal, buddy? Anyways, they leave. They take Watts with them. Jacques goes back to being tough guy but coward.
And Qrow just lets it slip that he's thinking about murder.
We can kill the man who put us here.
Qrow.
But why though?
This is the only time in the episode Qrow speaks. Which is kind of. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it also is kind of weird because, I don't know. I guess we just haven't heard him speak for a few episodes.
Because think about the end of the last volume, his last few words to anyone other than Clover. Well, no, he said one of the things I'm about to say to Clover. What am I talking about? He yelled to Tyrion, "I'll kill you," and then said to Clover that James will take the fall and he'll make sure of that.
Yeah,
but it's not Ironwood's fault that Clover's dead, though.
No, but it is Ironwood's fault for instigating that action in the first place, because he set out he did set out the alert for Qrow's arrest.
Yeah, but Qrow was gonna go peacefully until Robyn decided to attack Clover.
Sure, but I don't know. I guess it also doesn't help. Clover is or was very his fault was blind loyalty. So when the fight broke out, he was focusing on Qrow because he's the one under arrest. I don't know. I guess it is more Robyn's fault, but it is also Qrow's fault that he's being under, or Ironwood's fault that Qrow's under arrest in the first place. I don't know. I kind of hope this is like a side conflict. Like Qrow and Robyn are more. Would Robyn really want to go along with that plan?
Hmm.
I'm actually thinking about this now.
I think at the moment it's just, I don't know, Crow's just really, really angry, but maybe Robyn will like talk him out of at least killing Ironwood. Tyrion, like, oh yeah, the hell with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for Tyrion all you want. I will support that. Um,
I think it'll probably be one of those scenes where it's like, oh, don't kill him, just arrest him, that sort of thing. Like, that's kind of role Robin's gonna play.
yeah.
Yeah, except the thing with just arresting Tyrion is just like, well, that didn't work out before, did it?
No, with Ironwood, like, just
Oh, with
knock him
Ironwood,
out.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The other problem is like it has to do with Ironwood specifically. Like we mentioned it before a little bit. Like once that dude sets his mind to something, like you're not changing his mind. So
What if I had please?
yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
My one weakness.
Manners. I mean, none of Team RWBY seem to think to try that.
Could you just imagine last episode? Please, may you come and support Mantle.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'll be right there. Volume 8 over.
My weakness is manners.
Yeah, I mean, look at what turned Vader to the light side again, because Luke said, "Father, please."
True.
Yeah, there
And
we
then
go.
he killed the Emperor.
You know, if Oz just said please to Salem when she was about to kill him, he probably would have lived, let's be real.
The villain's main weakness is manners. This is our title, by the way.
Yes. Or just manners, my one weakness.
Anyways, so reports are out on Ironwood being like, yo, we've abandoned you, by the way. And everyone in Mantle has no idea what's going on, even though a bunch of Grimm and Monstro are here.
And this news reporter is just like, yeah, I've never seen anything like this. This really looks like it's the end of the world, doesn't it? On the news.
On the news.
Just like,
good
dude,
job.
that's
Ezra.
just gonna like attract the Grimm more.
Round of
and-
applause for what's this company? Atlas Eye. Round of applause to this guy.
Although, you know who we should
Idiot.
be applauding? Joanna.
yeah, she
Takes
shows
the mic and is all, hey, grab your shit. We're going here. Show your teeth, Mantle.
We're going underground.
yeah
into the mines.
Yeah.
It's like General Ironwood has abandoned you because, well, yeah, duh, he has. No one questioned. I guess no one questioned why the evacuation stopped. Which is weird. Because like we see later, people are like, well, we were told we could go up to Atlas. It's like, yeah, you were told that, and then Ironwood said, no, screw you, and wants to leave.
By the way,
Anyways,
by the way, I love the way Joanna just like shoves the mic into that dude's chest.
As she walks off, yeah.
You know, I gotta mention a thing that I was brought up in Might and Max's discussion. Just like how I can remember some of these characters' names, even though the names never got said in like certain episodes. Believe it or not, you know what helped me remember names?
what's that?
What?
On Twitter, just making best butt polls. Like, hey, who amongst this group has the best butt?
Out of curiosity, who won the best butt pull out of the Happy
Who
Huntresses?
do you? Out of the Happy Huntresses. Okay.
Out of the Happy Huntresses, I think it was either Robyn or Fiona. I want to say it was Robyn. most probably.
That makes sense.
I thought you were
So
about
that's
to
how
ask-
you remember the female characters' names, just who has the best ass.
Oh, no. I included the male characters, too.
Oh, gender equality. Love to see it.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
thought,
gonna...
I thought you were about to ask who won overall, and I was like, who? I'm like, who do you think?
Yeah, it was.
Um. Anyways, so the community
It was
has
Blake.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
The community has collectively named this group of the main heroes Team Joyride. I think that's what we're going with. Because they find their bikes, and it's well,
You know,
it's
I just paused it at the moment Yang sees the bike. Oh, that happy expression she has. I love it.
yeah, especially after last episode, where she was such a negative Nancy the whole time.
Oh, we'll get back to that.
Oh yeah, we will. And then what we see is just what we saw in the preview before. And by the way, just to point it out, in case people were curious, yes, it has been improved since then. Because I remember the skies were like, the generic sky background, but
Oh, yeah.
now it's all dark and cloudy. It's cool.
I love the way Yang just goes out of her way to just do a stunt jump.
Yeah. Also, yeah, she's gonna be pulling off a lot better tricks in this thing than she did with Bumblebee.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I still miss that bike, but like this might be better for her for her personal tastes. Anyways, I also love the detail of getting some of Yang's hair in Oscar's mouth. That's funny.
It's just not his day, is it?
No, it's not.
No, it really isn't. Oh, we'll get to that. And speaking of which, when they go around the corner, look at the bridge that they go under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna
It's a
say.
Little subtle hint. Bet we'll never see this again.
Like,
I had
that's
to
not
bring
gonna
that
be
back.
the title
Okay?
2 times in a row. Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, we're sticking to with the other title.
Good.
No, I'm making that a recurring theme for this volume whenever I can. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
Anyways, Ren shoots a camera. And then Oscar's leading
He
rich
has
people.
to
and then he's
protect
knocking
his
on the door.
image.
His hair's just not that good today, guys. He can't be caught on film.
Hey,
You don't
look,
need the
more.
paparazzi on his ass.
Hey, look, more Jean taking care of a kid.
Yay.
Didn't think we'd see that out of outside of volume 7, but here we are.
His most consistent character trait.
Yep. Anyways, while they're evacuating and grouping people together, Grimm show up. And just as easily as they show up, they're taken out.
Because Jonzo, fear not, I have an energy barrier grenade.
Yeah, I really
That's what
hope
I'm calling it.
I really hope he keeps this thing around.
I think he will. Like, oh man, like the more and more the show goes on, the tankier and cooler Jean gets.
Right?
Yeah. He's gotten so many upgrades in the past 2 volumes alone.
Like, dude, I thought he peaked with his regular shield. Like, it has hard light and gravity dust now, and now he's got this thing, and I'm like, dude, look where you came from, my dude.
I know, right?
Oh, you know what would be cool? If, like, he could activate the grenade while it's stuck on his shield.
Oh my gosh, that'd
You
be
know,
great.
That's similar to a thought I had last year.
Yeah, so, like, he
Because-
does, like, a
Oh, yeah.
Reinhardt thing and just starts, like, plowing through a bunch of Grimm. That'd be awesome.
That, but I was also thinking, because he can still do the like massive broadsword thing with his sword and shield.
Oh.
With that thing having hard light dust at the same time, you can make
He
it an
has
even
a-
bigger blade.
Not only that, but with the hard light, it can kind of be considered a lightsaber. Kind of, sort of, not really.
You know what? Like, way back when his weapon didn't seem that impressive. Nowadays, it's like, why wouldn't you want it?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like when it started, like the whole thing was that his weapon was basic. It was a hand-me-down. everyone around him designed their weapons, and they're all crazy and flashy and cool. Like RWBY made her sniper rifle. And John's like, I have a sword and shield. Yeah, that's it. And now look at him.
And now he has shield grenades.
Yeah, I said this like last year to some friends, but I really want to see Jean in a death battle against Sokka from Avatar.
Right?
But
Oh,
the
poor
more that-
Sokka.
yeah, the more this show goes on, I just feel bad for
Yeah.
Sokka.
I mean, I still think it's
Like-
a really. I think it's actually really close right now. But with the more Jean keeps getting, the more I think he's going to win by the end.
I mean, I thought it was close, like, I want to say volumes like 4 and 5, but like the more it's been going on, it's just like, yeah, Sokka's gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyways, random old woman shows up. She is mad racist.
Yeah, and I freaking love Yang in this scene.
Oh my
yeah.
god, I thought you were gonna say I
Like-
frickin' love the racist woman.
Oh hell no.
Sorry, Sorry about that. I was just like, whoa.
She is mad racist and she is mad picky. It's like, do we have to shack up with animals? I'd feel a lot safer up in Atlas. Like, yeah.
And then
You're-
Yang's all, yeah, well, apparently they don't think you're worth the trouble. And the Faunus, on the other hand, are willing to help you with whatever supplies they have.
Yeah.
I'm also letting the scene play out so I can get the...
Yeah, me too.
Uh,
Yang's line, like, regardless of whether or not you deserve it, like
Freaking love that so much. And
good on you, Yang.
I am going to be going back to this when we get to the other group for a particular reason.
Yeah.
Also, I love how that younger woman is just like, so I'll just get our things. Like,
Yeah. Also,
super
the
awkwardly.
Yeah.
also the response on the racist woman's face, like, oh, okay.
Got me there. All that was missing is someone in the background going, "Oh snap!"
I kind of like. I got this idea off of that Kaito Dan's review of this episode. I hope we see her again, like later on in the volume, and she's like super supportive of Afanis.
That actually would be nice. Yeah.
Because
I've
seeing
adopted
her-
5 honest children.
because like seeing her reaction to what Yang said to her, kind of makes me think like, oh, man, I screwed up, didn't I? So I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Also, I gotta be honest. If I were Yang or just any of the group in this scene, my response to that woman would have just been like, "All right, nice knowing you." Pulls out
Yeah,
a
right.
notepad. Burial or cremation.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that Yang responded the way she did.
Yeah.
Because anything worse, may not have been necessary.
God,
so
imagine
Yang-
if she went up and punched the old lady or something
Right.
like that.
No, she handled that really well.
Yeah.
I like how more people are complaining that Ironwood said that they could go up to Alice. Like, yeah, he did say that, and he's abandoning you. How many times did people have to beat that into your head? Do you not watch the news?
I'm kind of growing less and less sympathetic for the people of Mantle
Right.
as these past 2 volumes have gone on.
And then we have this part with Oscar and Osmond. Should point
Yeah,
out,
well-
as a side note, I'm really glad that Oz is back.
Yeah. Also, really glad that it was Yang's idea to have Ren use his semblance combined with Jean's aura ramp to mask everybody as they walk to where they're going.
Yeah, but that's just
It's weird
like,
that they never amped themselves, though. Because, like, aren't they still able to be sensed by the Grimm? Like, the four of them.
oh, you're right.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, with that many people who aren't feeling so great, then, well, you know, maybe it's
Plus,
because they're not touching the ground. Why they're
Well,
not getting
well, you could
affected
also
by it.
you could also view it like 'cause the Grimm
They're
respond to
attracted
negativity.
to negative emotions.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so I suppose if they just keep their emotions in check.
yeah,
Like, they're probably not as scared of the situation as the civilians are.
Yeah, plus like if they're focusing on the civilians over spewing
Themselves.
negativity, that could help draw away the Grimm. Anyways, so Oz apologizes for leaving, but then Oscar, I did not see this coming.
I wish you never came back.
Wait, before that, after we see that plushie on the ground, look in the background.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Always watching.
So now Oscar provides a bit of information that I didn't expect out of him. Like I wasn't expecting him to feel this way over his situation. Like he's not upset that Oz left. He's upset that he came back.
I think it's because Oscar was feeling more and more like he's his own person. He's not just like another one of Osborn's lives. But now that Osborn's come back, it's like, oh yeah, remember that thing? How our souls are going to get merged and you're not going to be yourself anymore? That's still a thing.
Yeah, like, he's only 15. Like, that must be terrifying for him.
Yeah.
And this is why I say, please let Oscar be the dominant personality in this.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just going to happen because they're really beating it into our heads that Oz is going to be the dominant personality, but like it could very well be with how Oscar's acting, it could very well be the opposite way around.
Yeah, because that's kind of what they did for the whole Winter Maiden thing last season. Like, they kept on saying Winter is going to be the Winter Maiden, and then Penny became the Winter Maiden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I think Oscar's like earned it, like after a while.
Yeah.
Also, when you realize in the past 24 hours, he was attacked by Neo, shot off the side of a city, was
Presumed
spent a
dead.
few hours like in the tundra, and now all this is happening to him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know, like it make Rose Garden a bit cuter. Just saying.
I also
Welcome to the shipping podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
please no. Okay. I also have to give credit to Oz because for a while it was like this shows that he genuinely doesn't want he doesn't want to be the dominant personality, but he knows that's where it's going. Because now like he cares about Oscar's well-being, not just because you're my new host, you're my new body, but also he genuinely cares about Oscar.
Which is gonna suck when you think about it. Like, imagine all the people like throughout the millennia that he's been doing this with.
Right?
Like, if he felt the same way he did to each of them about Oscar.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like that's really gotta suck on Oz's part.
Because if you think about it, Oz isn't really Oz anymore. Like, he's not Ozma. Like, he's been, like, fused with so many different people.
Yeah.
That must be awful.
Yeah.
The more we hop on that, I'm just wondering, like, can someone just have Salem accept the whole life and death thing so that Osborn can get what he needs to do done, bring the gods back, and just end his suffering already?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just want him to be put to rest, because he sounds so depressed as well.
But he was already at rest, but then he was pulled from it, and the gods were like, hey, sort all this out.
Yeah. And like he only did it because he wanted to see his wife again, and they were like, "Oh well, she's not really, the same person anymore." But I'm not gonna go into specifics. You have fun.
Yeah. And then next is Ren starting to lose focus on his power. And then okay. Jean's like, "You can do it. We're almost there." And Ren's like, "Dude, shut
I
up."
don't need a pep talk. I just need to focus.
The death flags are getting even bigger.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Real concern for Ren.
We all are.
Like I'm almost willing to like go along with the idea that Ren's gonna die this volume. And I really, really don't want that, but
Yeah, I want him to live.
I want him to live as well. I've said this before. I want him and Nora to live, like stay together by the end, and have Zen babies with lightning firing out of them.
yeah. But it's really the more these start getting pushed out, the more I'm really starting to think that that's not going to be the case. So that's depressing. Let's move on to something that could lead to something funny. We see the other side of the team, mostly Penny right now, looking upon Mantle's evacuation, and everyone is crowded. Man, I don't want to be here. Oh, here's something cool. May has joined along with Ruby's group. So the Happy Huntresses aren't just teaming up with Yang and her squad. Although it does show where Robyn would have sided with if she wasn't, arrested. Because she really wanted Amity Tower to be a thing.
It's also really good that they've got the invisible person for the stealth mission.
Right.
Yeah, that actually never occurred to me until she did it. And I felt that was mostly just me being stupid.
Also, I have this feeling that she's gonna leave the group soon, because if you look at the trailer, there's a shot from a later episode with Ruby's team, and she's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like she's just off screen or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe she's just found something in another room. Who knows?
Anyways, we see what Weiss was planning in episode 1. I am really sorry to anyone who was hoping it was Klein.
Like me.
Yeah, me too. And we even came up with a weapon idea as well.
Yeah, but it looks like that's not a thing.
Oh well. Yeah.
Um,
But instead, Weiss's plan is snowshoe shipping.
Yeah.
I think I saw some posts on with that name. Try saying it 10 times fast.
Right.
We're gonna mail ourselves to Atlas.
I also really appreciate the attempt to lighten the mood from Blake.
Okay, this is the thing I was hinting at earlier, the thing I wanted to talk about. So with Blake making jokes, did anyone else think this sort of sounds like a kind of joke the Yang would make?
Welcome back to the shipping podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, yeah, I'm alluding to that just a little bit, but I'm just saying,
I don't blame you, though, because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because, they're, adopting some traits from each other, like Blake making these jokes, and Yang showing some passion about, equal rights towards the faunus and whatnot.
Mhm.
Wait till Blake starts making puns.
Oh, gosh.
I think if Blake made a pun, Yang would just get down on one knee right away. Also, when Blake makes that joke, I've seen people point this out on Twitter. When Blake makes a joke, if you pause it at the right moment, it looks like Nora's checking out her butt.
Oh, gosh.
The shipping podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, one last joke about it. Nora's just thinking, man, I wish Ren had an ass like that.
Is there a ship name for Nora and Blake? Like, I don't want to keep on bringing it up.
There is. It's Thundercat.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
Yeah, name a pairing. The community has thought of a name for it already.
No, you're giving me too much power in this situation. You know that, right?
You better stop right now.
Yeah, like, okay, I'm done.
Although speaking of trying to like light up the mood, we see Ruby and Penny. They're talking to each other. Ruby's trying so desperately hard to keep Penny in a good mood. It's not working. Penny's like, I just wish friends would stop fighting. And Ruby's like, well, me and Yang may not agree with everything, but we're still good. I
but
assume.
then Penny's all, you fool! I was not referring to you and your sister. I was referring to everybody.
Yeah, specifically Winter and Ironwood. It's like they were friends, but then the Aesops attacked you people, and then Ironwood's like, then Ironwood tried to guilt trip me. Because when all else fails, resort to guilt tripping.
As we know, guilt tripping is the biggest of Ironwood's crimes.
Yep.
Also, okay, Penny brings up, like, oh, I was the protector of Mantle, and I'm just like, you still are. In fact, Ironwood wants you out of there, whilst he's also screwing over Mantle.
Yeah.
So by not going to him, you're protecting it.
I also do like how, like, this definitely helps support the idea of Penny coming back. The conflict that she's been going through from Volume 7, it's like, there are things I want to do, and I want to be, but here I am now, and I'm so much more than that, and I really wish I wasn't. So, shout out to RWBY, though, for trying to comfort that idea. Like, yeah, you still are the protector of Mantle. In fact, becoming the Winter Maiden helped out with that. So,
yeah.
Although,
and then we get hugs.
We get hugs. Well, we get a hug. Penny doesn't return the gesture. Nor does she look any happier about the situation. Anyways,
Oh, did you hear the? I'll save it for later. Never mind.
Okay. Anyways, everyone regroups because Nora found something. Love the little detail. May calls Penny their secret weapon, and Penny's like, I don't want to be the secret weapon. Like,
like Penny looks so uncomfortable when she says that.
Although, on the other hand, I love how like May's going about bragging about the semblance.
Yeah.
And just like the stance and body language that she's showing.
And this all leads to the funniest thing in this entire show for a long time.
Nora killing Weiss. Love to see.
Weiss just sits down, Nora pushes a button, and boom, she's off.
Like, okay, I gotta call Weiss out on one thing in particular. Weiss, maybe don't demonstrate it when Nora is the one next to the button.
Right.
Yeah, just sit back and there's like a moment where she realizes what Nora's about to do.
Her eyes open up very wide for a split second, and she's like, "Oh shoot! Why am I letting Nora do this?" And then she's off.
It was at this moment she knew she fucked up.
Yep.
The whole JoJo roundabout thing plays. To be continued.
I like how everyone here is like, "Oh wow, okay." Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, they're all shocked, and Nora's just like super excited to do it again.
No, Nora's face right after it happens. She's like, ew.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. And then she's like, oh, maybe I should have, because that was awesome.
That looks fun. I want to go.
Me next.
And then we move back to the Happy Huntresses, or rather...
Although I actually saw a little thing on Twitter, I think it was. Could you imagine Weiss when Nora goes up there?
She's gonna be
pissed.
super
Pushes
pissed.
Nora into the tube and sends her back down.
But anyways, yes, Weiss is very dead. Rest in peace. Anyways, no, I'm not even gonna. I'm done joking about that. I'm sorry.
No, that joke was awful.
I'm done joking about that. I'm sorry. Anyways, we move on to the Happy Huntresses, or rather, Joanna and Fiona. Joanna's throwing dust crystals into a fire. Okay, sure.
Don't they explode when you?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, so
No,
seems a
well,
little
to be fair, it's a pretty small crystal that she throws in.
true.
I know, but I would just find it hilarious if like they put it in the furnace and then it just blows up in their face.
Although, isn't it? That's fire dust, isn't it? That's what red dust is.
Yeah, it's pretty much what that dust is for. So
Okay, so
yeah, like there's different kinds of dust that would make fire. There's fire dust. There's combustion dust. I think that's actually what's the fuel in Bumblebee, Yang's bike.
Well, I guess the fire dust is like a replacement for firewood. Anyways, hey, look, there's that old lady again. She doesn't look comfortable to be here.
I really like how they have a scene with like I assume her granddaughter or grandson playing with like a wee Faunus kid.
Yeah, it's like their grandkid.
Yeah, I thought that was a really sweet scene.
Yeah, okay, so Team Joyride shows up, and Fiona's like, "Oh, you guys are doing great. I wasn't expecting you guys to do this good with, half your team gone."
And then Yang gets angry for some reason.
Yeah, real angry. I don't get it.
What is your deal, woman?
Right. And then Ren's just like, "Nope, screw this. I'm out." And John's like, "Oh, don't leave."
I'm going to my room.
By the way, the racist lady, when she gets approached by a Faunus lady, there is a slight smile on her face. So, I think that's a show of progression. She's not going to be racist soon enough.
Oh, that's
Character
kinda
development.
cool. That lasted 5 minutes. That's the fastest character development I've ever seen. And it came from random off-screen woman. Random no-name woman. Anyways, Uncle Simmons shows up.
I actually, at first I didn't recognize that it was Gus. I was just thinking about the fact that, oh wait, that guy we saw, that's Fiona's uncle? That's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool detail. I also like how Oscar's like waving at him as he's approaching as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey, I remember you. And
I like how Yang looks at him like, why are you waving?
also, to call you out on a little something, Aidan, that being Fiona's uncle explains how they were able to find Oscar so quick.
That is true actually.
Okay.
Snap.
I mean, I wasn't complaining about it. I was just bringing up the question of, how did they find him so quick? But I'm glad that gives it an explanation.
Yeah, it's an explanation, or it's just like they don't have to say it. It's there for you to figure out.
Yeah, like you get it once you see it.
Yeah,
I also like because it shows the whole detail of two Faunuses have random traits. Like just because he's a mole and she's a sheep doesn't mean they're not related.
So anyways, so wait. So was Fiona in the slums where Oscar was? So
No,
No,
I
but
think
her uncle
think-
was.
well, I know,
her
but like
uncle was. So I think he might have just called her and was like, "Hey, Fiona, this kid showed up. Like, I don't know what this is about. Could you or the happy huntresses you're with like help him out?" Okay, give
he
me a
fell from
description
the
of him.
sky. I'm pretty sure he's Jesus. You might want to come and see this.
He's got some kind of cane with him. Wait, cane?
He's also
And then-
talking to himself as well. I'm a bit concerned.
It's really weird.
it's really weird. Anyways,
And-
by
I gotta say, this is something that I have to give RWBY a whole lot of props for. With just having it be like, yeah, it's there for you to figure out. It's not spelled out for you in the show.
yeah,
Because that's a thing that annoys me about some movies where they have a super unnecessary flashback.
Yeah, like we don't spend
This is-
a few
like,
minutes of
this
Simmons
is-
being like, "Ah, yes, I recognized you from the wanted poster, so I phoned my niece here, and she got Ruby and all them to come pick you up." Like, we don't need to explain it, but like you can put it together.
yeah, it's like this
do you guys
is what's
remember-
happening.
Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
When
barely,
they had
but yes.
when they had to flashback to that dude's wrist.
This I do not remember.
Oh yeah.
It's been years since I've seen that movie.
I only remember because of a reviewer that I watched called Unusual Suspect.
Okay, but
Who,
yeah,
by the way, is fucking amazing.
cool. Anyways, to backtrack a bit, why I called him Uncle Simmons. Just to, by the way, I'm gonna be calling him that from now on. I don't care what his real name is.
I don't think he's even given a name. He's just called Fiona's
no,
uncle.
No, he's not at the moment. He'll probably be given a name at some point.
Didn't she call him Uncle Fee or something like that? I can't remember.
No.
I need to
No,
get
she-
subtitles on.
No, she just said uncle. In fact,
Oh, okay.
I'll go back. Yeah, she just says thanks, uncle.
Anyways, why I'm calling him Uncle Simmons? He's voiced by Gus Sorolla, who's the voice of Simmons in Red vs. Blue. So, that's why. I don't. So now I don't care what his actual name is. He's now Uncle Simmons. There
I
you
might
go.
adopt that.
Imagine that's what his actual name is.
Also, I've just noticed on the mantle map that Fiona has, there's like a little doodle of a Grimm in crayon with just like an arrow pointing somewhere.
Yeah. Also, she's getting called by someone named Crimson. Have we met a Crimson before?
I don't believe we have now.
Is
Okay.
Crimson No, I was thinking Crimson was another member of the Huntresses, but it was a guy's voice, so.
Oh yeah, there is a little doodle of Grimm. That's cute.
I was also kind of expecting when they were like, "Where are you keeping the people?" I was kind of expecting Fiona to like use her semblance, and then like a bunch of people popped out because she was doing the whole thing with a map before they brought that up. So I was thinking, is she just gonna like pocket a bunch of people like right in front of them?
Could you imagine if that's how they sneak everyone out?
That's how, like I said when we did that podcast
Like-
at the end of Volume 7, that's how they defeat Salem. Fiona just
Yeah.
seals her away in the pocket dimension.
All jokes aside, I'm pretty sure it only works on.
Inanimate objects,
Inanimate
otherwise
Yeah,
that'd
it'd be way too
super
busted.
overpowered.
Yeah. Anyways, Yang is being chased by a giant Grimm. We thought that was her running away from said Grimm. Long after something we get later in the episode. But
Yeah,
turns out no.
see, that's the price. That's the price you pay for overanalyzing stuff.
Yep.
You look
both
at
a
something
blessing
in
and
a
a curse.
trailer, you analyze it to an insane degree, you come up with your own little theory and expectations as to what it could be, and then it turns out to be something not related, and you have no one to be mad at but yourself.
Yep. Also, Oscar now has an air bomb. Sure. He has this device. He chucks it, and it just knocks this Grimm into a bridge.
And traps its wing under debris.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ow.
Where was that versus Ironwood?
Right.
And then Sean just comes in like riding, like he stood up on the bike. like jousting.
Yeah. I like how quickly he sits back down.
No, he
after
loses his balance
taking-
after a while.
Yeah.
I was half
So-
expecting the sword to get covered with like hard light dust and become a lance there.
That would have been cool, actually.
That would have been cool.
But
Yeah, he's got enough right now as is. So.
yeah.
He's OP enough.
Well, we gotta
Yeah.
save that for another big fight.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe like his sword's been due for an upgrade for a while. Like all his upgrades are going to his shield. I don't know, maybe we can give him something for a sword. Anyways,
I'm still waiting on an upgrade for Blake's sword, just saying.
yeah. Anyways, more Grimm show up because this place is just spewing negativity.
Yeah. Well, and they get word that some more huntsmen need their help. So
Yeah. So they try to go off to help them, but they get interrupted by Grimm. And then the Grimm are like, let's not do that. Just leave.
We choose life.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, and that spooks everybody out.
yeah, because like they don't usually do that. What's up?
And as Oscar's thinking about it, boom!
He gets attacked by a mysterious at the moment Grimm.
The high-end Grimm.
And
and-
man, this thing just absolutely
It
wrecks the poor kid.
destroyed them.
It is so brutal as well. Like he's kicking its leg trying to get it to back off, and then he just like grabs him and slams him on the ground.
Yeah, and then like the way its like body moves as it like transforms and the sound effects just.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the Hound.
Which everyone's calling it.
Well, that's what it's
Yeah,
called in
it's
the
listed-
credits.
there's that in the credits as well. So
Salem literally pulled a Mr. Burns. Send in the Hound.
oh my god!
Um,
That is amazing.
Anyways, everyone tries to fight the Hound. It doesn't work because it's using Oscar as a shield.
And then just
Also-
yeets Yang into a wall.
Yeah. Also, it has stretchy arms. Okay. It just stretches its arm out and wrecks Ren.
Why does he
Um,
keep on doing that stupid like grappling hook Spider-Man launch thing? It's never worked for him.
You know, I think he watched Attack on Titan and got inspired.
Yeah,
It worked out for
he
him.
just can't really pull it off well.
It worked out for him once. Every other time he's used it, he gets absolutely destroyed.
Ren, before you try that again, practice a bit more with it. Like,
Yeah.
look for somebody with the last name Ackerman. They'll help you out. Either one of them would be fantastic to help you. Just saying.
Yeah. Anyways,
I
Yang
want to
points.
see that fan comic now.
Anyways, Yang points out that
Sorry.
it's using Oscar as a shield, and John's like, wait, they're not that smart. What's up with that? Ren demands him to give it back. I got that mixed up. I don't care. We're moving on.
And then that Grimm's all like, no.
Yeah. Okay. So this Grimm can talk.
Yeah, and by the way, someone brought this up, like a snippet from Volume 1. You remember when Yang said to those Ursa, could just say no?
Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
Oh, you wish, Yang. I saw that and thought it was funny.
So this thing not only has a brain, but also has a voice. And now it's also spawning wings. Very similar in a very similar fashion to the Venom
Everything
symbiote.
has wings now.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but it's got a weird mouth thing on its neck, like on the top of its neck, kind of. I don't know if you can see it in the shot where it's like getting wings.
Oh, kind of.
Because a
That's
theory that's been
weird.
going around is that someone's actually inside that Grimm.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think I
talk.
know the theory that you're talking about. I had the exact same one after I
Let's
finished watching this episode.
let's talk about that when we're done with the episode. We're almost done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, this thing spouts.
Actually,
Uh,
Actually, as it's spraying wings, I mentioned this in my reaction, and this, it harkens back to a old Dragon Ball joke. Why does no one attack it when it's transforming?
Yeah,
They're frightened.
That's one thing I do have issue with the scene, because it's a really good scene, but like as a film, like someone that's going to do a film major and all that sort of stuff, like I feel like they used too many wide shots, which gave the impression that they were just like standing and watching it.
well, they were
like
frightened.
transform.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, they were that spooked because this is the kind of Grimm that's never been seen before. Like, one that has a brain, one that can talk, and is mutilating itself in horrible ways and getting worse and worse by the second.
Yeah, it sprouts wings in a manner very similar to Venom symbiote. That's the first thing that it reminded me of. And these guys just have no idea what to do, and it grabs Oscar and leaves. Also, these wings are very similar to the wings we see on Salem in the opening. So maybe it's not Salem that grows wings. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, these three just are like, what do we do? There are people in trouble, and then Oscar got kidnapped.
It just isn't his day.
No, it
It
is not.
really isn't.
Like, why did they keep on bullying Oscar?
Shout out to Yang though, because it's like, we got an emergency. What kind of emergency? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Because it's true. She wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like, by the way, we got attacked by a smart talking Grimm. And then the episode's over. Okay, so let's talk about the Hound. What is this thing? Just straight up, what is this thing?
I'm assuming you guys all have the same theory.
Yeah, I've seen the theory. It's
we've
like
all heard the same theory, at least.
it's like Summer Rose. People are thinking are inside of it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this at the very least, this thing is a human that is now a Grimm.
Yeah, because I
whether
think
that's-
people are pointing out the similarities to Venom, because
Yeah.
in this case it would be a Grimm, like having like a human host, like the symbiotes. It's got the stretchy arm, that sort of stuff. It can transform.
And with Cinder's Grim arm like consuming her more, this gives us a little previews to what she'll eventually turn into.
Yeah, that's great.
Could you imagine if like this was the previous version of Cinder? Like this was the first person that Salem tried to get to take the Maiden powers, and then this happened to her.
Oof. So I think it's worth saying that if this thing is I think like once a human but is now a Grimm, I think it's safe to assume that that human is someone we heard of before or seen, whether it's Summer or anyone else. Like at the very least, we know that person. We've seen them before.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make any sense to have it be a person that we don't know, or like someone that we barely recognize.
Yeah. Also, gonna point out this has practically nothing to do with the speculation behind it. I just thought it was interesting to point out. This thing's voiced by Jason Liebrecht, the voice of Qrow. So I guess Hazel's voice actor isn't the only one that can voice Grimm.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
So that's cool.
I've also heard people bring up it could be Torchwick.
Maybe
That's also possible. Because, I mean, yeah, he got like swallowed whole by a Grimm, but that Grimm immediately like died.
Yeah.
So that would have evaporated, and the ship crashed, So it's possible that like at least his body could have been recovered.
Another one I've heard. I don't think. I mean, I could kind of see it, but and I think it could be kind of interesting, but I also kind of hope it's not, and I don't think it is. I've also heard people say it's Adam.
I highly doubt that.
I mean, it could be. I think most people are drawing that because of the shot we see of Yang in the trailer.
Oh, that's right. That would like if she saw Adam inside the Grimm, that would cause that sort of reaction.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. And like this wouldn't mean that Adam is back. This Adam as we know him is still gone.
Could you imagine Adam's back and better than ever?
If this is Adam, it's a Grimm with Adam's memories, and that's about it.
I mean,
yeah, and it's like possessing his corpse or something like that. It's not like back alive.
Right.
When I heard the thing, if it's a Grimm with Adam's memories, then wouldn't it have kept attacking Yang?
Well, I mean, I think
Well,
if
it's
it's like
also-
a Grimm that's obedient to Salem, it would
Yeah, I
like
was about to say, it's also-
prioritize.
It is also under Salem's control.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it
also-
would prioritize Salem's orders over getting revenge on Yang.
Also, it has no eyes.
Oh yes, I might just be going off of scent. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why people think it's Summer, because they think Salem like took Summer's
Yeah.
eyes and then like used her body for the Grimm.
Yeah, I think the likely option is that it's Summer.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And if that's the case, poor Ruby.
Yeah, although I'm wondering this. Would it be possible for Ruby Silver Eyes to cure that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Like, because if the Silver Eyes work on Grimm, then would it just disintegrate like the Grimm part and just leave, Summer intact?
I think it depends if like Summer's actually alive inside of it, or it's just like
That's also
possessing her
true.
corpse.
Because we still don't know if Salem actually killed Summer. Because even if this thing is her,
Well,
we still don't know
technically-
if she's dead.
yeah, technically I don't think there's been like a single confirmation that she's like dead.
Yeah. But for all we know, she is. Like it's very heavily implied that she is, but it's never been officially confirmed. But even if this thing, even if the Hound is Summer, it's still very possible that Summer is dead, but this thing is just controlling her body.
Yeah.
But even then, well, okay, that'd be heartwarming if Ruby could cure that sort of thing. But also, I feel like Summer being alive and working with Ruby and company just kind of because Ruby's whole
That could also be seen as a bit of a cop out.
yeah, because like Ruby's whole
So
deal is she was inspired by Summer. When she disappeared, she kind of followed in her footsteps. Granted, she also took a lot of inspiration from Qrow, but I digress.
yeah.
So this thing being Summer and Ruby's like, oh, I can use my Silver Eyes and cure it. And cure her. And she does that, and then Summer's like, "Hey, thank you. You saved me. Now I will work with you." Like that kind of goes against the whole original point behind Ruby's character.
Yeah. And then there'd be like 2 silver-eyed warriors on Ruby's team.
Unless they did what Brobuscus said, maybe like Salem took the Silver Ice from Summer before that happened. But then again, that'd just be younger Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imagine how awkward it would be if like Raven and Tai Yang did get back together, and then like they bring Summer back to Tai Yang.
Oh god.
Okay.
I'm also trying my best not to say some weird stuff that's in my head now.
I don't know. I've always thought. I mean, the idea of a human being turned into a Grimm, a Grimm that was once a human, like that idea has been around in the community for a long time.
Yeah, like there's even that whole idea of Pura being resurrected as a Grimm, and she has to like fight everyone. Which Jim
Yeah.
Brown is a big fan of that idea.
Yeah.
And
Um,
also, technically, if you think about it, Salem is a human turned into a Grimm.
true.
Just like not all the way.
Yeah. I'm thinking people. I think people are more thinking like all the way, like you are a Grimm now. You were a human, but now you're a Grimm. Salem's kind of like that middle ground. Like she has Grimm powers, as we've seen, but she's still got a human body.
Yeah, so maybe this is like a similar thing, but just, all the way.
Although funnily enough, if this is Summer, I find it funny that it's voiced by Jason Liebrecht. Summer now has the same. Summer in a different body now has the same voice actor as Qrow. That's funny to think about. On one hand, I think it's more likely to be Summer, and I think that's the most interesting route to go, especially if this volume is going to help out Ruby's character. Because I mentioned it before, but a big complaint.
This is also just assuming that definitely is a human turned into a Grimm. It could just be, oh, Salem can make smart Grimm too.
Yeah, it could just be that.
I mean, yeah, but if that's the case, that's lame.
Yeah, because then, why didn't she just make these before?
Maybe it just takes a lot out of her.
Yeah, it could be that.
Either way, I think that idea. I mean, that's possible, but also that's lame.
I'm just trying to throw out as many possibilities as I can.
Yeah.
And not just think of one and be like, oh man, this is super awesome. It's totally gonna be the thing, and then it's not.
Yeah,
Right.
We're setting ourselves up for disappointment if we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when everyone thought Raven was gonna be super duper booper badass, and then it was like,
I'm a
she's
deadbeat.
a coward, and just like, oh, I don't want to get hurt by the scary witch.
Yeah. So, how long do you think this thing's gonna stick around?
I'm gonna predict at least this volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a safe bet.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll carry over to next volume. If this is the last volume spent in Atlas, then I highly doubt it. But it also would be kind of lame if this thing was introduced as a big monster of a threat, and then next episode is taken out just like that.
No, it's not gonna be like next episode.
No, but
Yeah, at the very
if it's
least, it'll be the mid-season finale.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
if
It'll be
it's-
like the mid-season boss.
Yeah.
maybe.
It's not dying until then.
Well, because
Like, if I-
it also shows up in the intro, so.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say if the whole human inside a Grimm thing is right, we'll learn that there's a human inside the Grimm by the season, the mid-season finale, and then by the end, it'll either RWBY will either save the person inside or they'll kill the Grimm.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. What if, so RWBY and her lot, they end up fighting it as well, and then RWBY uses her silver eyes, and as the Grimm is roaring because it's in pain, what if RWBY hears the person inside and recognizes it?
Summer's voice or something like that.
Ugh.
No. What if right away she doesn't recognize exactly who it is, but she's just like, wait, I heard a voice coming from the Grimm. It sounded familiar. And then the big reveal is later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, well, I was saying earlier, it being summer, I guess, could also help out Ruby's character because, I mentioned this before. I think it was the last podcast.
Yeah, it was.
Um, one of the big complaints for the show at the moment is Ruby getting a lot less growth, a lot less character growth over her teammates. And yeah, admittedly, yeah, that is something I want to see. So maybe this could help out in that regard as well. Like if it is summer, what if she's forced to kill it? What if she knows it's
Oh,
summer and
God.
she's forced to kill it?
Oh boy.
And then next volume is spent with her grieving over that.
Also, imagine Qrow's reaction as well.
Oh my
like he's
gosh,
just lost.
I didn't even think about that.
Like he's just lost Qrow. I was gonna say Crover. But he's just lost Clover. He breaks out of prison, and then he learns that his old teammate is now a Grimm.
And is now dead.
Yeah, that would send him over the edge.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like crush your hopes and dreams there.
No, I'm kind of hoping it's not summer.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind how that would affect Yang too.
That
Right.
would also make sense for that
Because-
shot of Yang glaring, because if it was
Yeah.
like her stepmother inside of the Grimm, obviously she'd react to that.
I still call Summer Yang's real mother.
Well, everyone
know-
does, but
I know genetically it's Raven, but Summer is the one who raised her, loved her, and was actually there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just that like in Volume 5, she just called her Summer, didn't actually call her Mum. But
No, everyone considers Summer to be Yang's real mom, but it's biologically speaking, it's Raven.
okay, I'm not gonna call her Summer anymore. I'm just gonna call her Yang's real mom.
And yeah, so well, we got quite the thread on our hands.
Hmm.
I thought Salem being here was enough to send everyone over the edge, but here we have a talking smart Grimm.
Yeah,
which
now
could have a person inside it. We
Which
don't
could
know.
have which could have a person inside it.
That's still just a theory.
Yeah.
a RWBY theory. Thanks for watching.
Dude.
You set yourself up for that one. Don't even lie.
So, what do we think of this episode?
It was a fantastic episode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Like, you know, it had its serious moments, had its lighthearted moments, very, very funny moments, which upon first watching, I got a little lightheaded. I'm not gonna lie. And then established, oh, you thought Salem was the only threat? No, here's this Grimm, oh boy!
I'm
Wait,
also
okay.
really surprised at how fast-paced this volume's been so far.
Yeah.
Hmm.
'Cause
Okay.
We're only at the 3rd episode, and Oscar's already captured. What are they calling Ruby's team? Team Rainbow or something, was it?
Something
Yeah, I
like
think that's
that.
it.
Yeah. So, and Team Rainbow's already, like, up in Atlas. So, you know, it's moving really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm looking through the comments just because. This one dude.
Why would you do that?
I'm questioning that now after seeing this one comment. Bet you $100 that Grimm is Cinder.
What?
I don't know.
Why would you bet $100 on that?
Oh my god!
Like, at least if you said Summer or Adam, that'd be, like, a more realistic option. But, like, Cinder?
Right. Oh my god. Did you guys see mine and Max's discussion?
last
I
episode,
watched
yeah.
a bit of it. I've not had a chance to finish it, though.
Okay, so Max brought up a thing in the comments of that episode that made me have a similar reaction to that one. Someone put in the comments when they were showing Clover's body, oh, that proves that they're trying to say Clover survived.
What?
I don't know.
Showing his pale-skinned body in a morgue is proof that he's actually alive. The comments are weird, man.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's 2 episodes in a row. A comment has made me laugh like that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yang has fought a bear Grimm before like the Leviathan. Why am I reading this on screen? Okay.
Why are you reading it all?
Yang's fought a bear Grimm before like the Leviathan, and she wasn't scared. What? She did jack all against the Leviathan.
She was scared of the Leviathan. She wanted to run.
And then she got
Whatever.
scared that it looked like Ruby wasn't gonna be able to use a silver eyes in time.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. That's enough of the headache. I've got a big one enough already. Let's wrap this up.
Now, if we're talking headaches from like comments and what people say, like how much time you got? Not enough to cover everything I've got.
Nope. And on that note, let's go ahead and wrap things up. So that's Volume 8, Chapter 2, Revenge. I can't speak. Refuge. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.